cinema lovers, my name is Verozi and I'm here on Film Is Now to talk about castings. Who doesn't love when their movies are cast just right? The perfect casting, especially when it concerns beloved characters. And since Avengers Endgame it's pretty close to its arrival, let's talk about the Avengers. They're pretty much iconic by now, but of course, as it happens in Hollywood, there's an extended search for the right guy for the right part. And today I'm gonna focus on the guy, the character that started it all, Iron Man Mr. Tony Stark. I mean, nowadays it's very hard to imagine anyone else in that role aside from Robert Downey Jr. So it's gonna be pretty interesting to see which other actors were considered for the role. So what are we waiting for? Let's talk about them in this episode of Best Casting. For this first one, we'll have to go back, way back in time, back to the 90s, where superhero movies were kinda coming back, but not really. There were talks of making a new Iron Man movie, and the guy they had in mind to play the titular character was none other than Nicolas Cage. It's very hard to imagine him as anything these days, but back in the 90s, his acting wasn't considered, you know, crazy yet. But as it happened with his Superman movie, yes, he was supposed to be also in a Superman movie directed by Tim Burton. I'm just throwing it there. But as you may have noticed, this movie didn't really happen, so there goes that. Now, would have he made a good Tony Stark? Maybe? Sure. The arrogant, super crazy rich man? Why not? I could see him like that. Again, not nowadays, but back then, why not? And now let's just go some years to the future, not quite the right time for the actual movie to come out, still around the late 90s, early 2000s. Tom Cruise was considered for the role of Tony Stark. I mean, he can do some action, he does all his stunts and he's a great guy for that. He does have his crazy moments, sure, but I think that his face and his Tom Cruise image is far too famous for the role of Tony Stark. It would have been strange and I would have just seen Tom Cruise playing a guy into an iron suit. But now let's jump to the actual movie that actually got made. Yes, the movie that actually starred Robert Downey Jr., who were his actual competitors. Now here's a weird choice. Hugh Jackman. Mr. Wolverine Hugh Jackman. He was already playing the character. The first movie came out in 2000 and Iron Man would have come out in 2008. So that's, again, he's too recognizable to play another superhero. It's not like Chris Evans, who played just the Human Torch and then he went on to play Captain America. Everybody really forgot about Fantastic Four. But Wolverine? He is Wolverine and it would have been too weird, at least for me, to see him play another very important comic book character.
Not a great plan.
And for this main reason, it would have been a hard no for me. Another actor that was considered that eventually went on to play another character into the Iron Man movies was Sam Rockwell, who ended up playing Justin Hammer in Iron Man 2. And I think he would have played a fine Iron Man. The only problem for the studio, of course, was that at the time he was largely known to be just a good character actor, not really material for a leading man. And to finish up this video, let's talk about one last actor who actually got screen tested for the role. Timothy Olyphant. I mean, he had everything going for him. He was already an action star with movies like Hitman and Live Free or Die Hard. He kinda had the looks for the roles and he was this close to getting it. Too bad that he got screen tested the same day as Robert Downey Jr. did. He had no chance.
We screen tested on the same day. And I'm still waiting to hear back. And
I mean, that's just bad luck. It could have been a great Iron Man, but probably not as great as the one and only Robert Downey Jr. He was made for this role. I mean, I can't picture any of these actors competing with Robert Downey Jr. And maybe I'm just influenced by hindsight, but I really do think that no one else would have played that role so perfectly. And how about you? Let me know in the comments down below who you would have seen as a great Iron Man. I hope you liked this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. For today, it's all. My name is Verozi and this has been Best Casting.